Hi, Studio City. Here I am, Shelley Cohen, with Suzanne Bank. She is Studio City's #1 interior designer, and we're here chatting with her today about her business. Hi, Suzanne.
Hi, Shelley.
Thank you so much for taking a few minutes to chat with us today.
I love it. Thank you.
I would love to hear everything about interior design. So tell me how, like a summary of what you might do in interior design for people.
Ooh, that could take a very long
Okay,
time.
so we'll just summarize it.
The most important thing that I do for people is to interpret their wishes, figure out what they want, because most people know what they don't want, but they don't know what they do want. And in some cases, I have designed for people to live into that space or for it to represent where they are in their life.
Right, so you would do remodels as well as, say, new homes or
Oh, I've done everything.
condos.
I've done remodeling, I've done new construction, I've done real estate development, I've done model homes. I can do and have done just about everything.
What's your favorite part about what you do?
Pleasing my client,
Getting them walk in. Is it this?
Yes. And in fact, I had a client many years ago that had lost her sight, and she had me redo her living room, and that was quite a challenge, or an interesting challenge. And when I finished, she said, "This is exactly what I would have done if I could have done it." And to work with someone that had lost their sight and to have the knowledge of where she had to go in the room, how she had to move around, feeling of the textures of the fabric and everything. It was a wonderful, wonderful experience.
I would imagine that would be quite a challenge because you would have to lay everything down, mark everything down so that, she would be able to find her way through. It's amazing. I think sometimes it's the most challenging, when we have those types of situations and then they're just so happy. It's my favorite thing in real estate too, is when I hand over my keys and then, a few months later I go and visit and the house is like all done, and maybe I'm going to get to see some with you now. We're going to do some together.
I would love it.
That would be great. So if I heard that you are an energy cleaning specialist.
Yes, I am.
So, I understand a little bit about what that means, but maybe you can tell everyone out there.
Well, basically, when a person leaves an environment, whether it be a home or an office, they physically leave, but energetically they leave something behind. And most of the time, it's good stuff. It's good energy that's left behind. But sometimes it's not good energy. And with the age of the homes in Studio City, and also the fact that you have construction crews working, you've got a lot of people that come in and out of the space. So I was taught many years ago, I think it was 20 plus years ago, how to do energy clearings. And they have worked extremely well. And the fun thing has been that people, when I do the clearing, and I just use paper and a pendulum, and I would get to a certain point, and I had one client who said, "Well, I know exactly what that was. A workman went through the window there." I said, "Okay." But many times people do recognize where I've gone. Oh, I worked with a client, and I can work remotely, and he was in Hawaii, and I was here. And he was in a home, and he had a housemate. And I came to an area in the house, and I said, "What was going on in here?" And he said, "Oh my goodness, my friend's girlfriend took her life in the bathroom, and where you are is the bathroom." So I don't know what I'm picking up, and it doesn't really matter if I know what I'm picking up. I just pick up things, and I'm able to remove them.
How would you remove something like that? What would you have done in that case
Oh, I remove it with a pendulum.
with the
With
pendulum?
the pendulum and the paper.
And the paper.
And then once I remove all the adverse energy, and I don't like to call it negative, but adverse, then I go back in and fill it with positive energy. And I don't know how it works, but I know it works because it's been working for 25 years for me. And I've been very successful with it, and I basically don't know anybody that's doing that out here. It's better than sage. It's better than salt. I still believe in those two things, but this is a much deeper cleanse. And I can also detect things that are happening from the earth. So.
So from underground?
Yeah, underground.
Wow, very interesting. So once you remove these, then are they gone?
Those energies, yes,
Are gone.
that
Until some
adverse is gone.
negative people come.
But if somebody comes in to do work on your home that's just had a fight with his wife or is in financial difficulties and has
like his
given you the
shoulder,
gift, given you the gift of his negative
energy.
that will need to be removed. But basically everything that I remove is and stays removed.
So that is a portion of your business.
Yeah, and that's the first thing that I do when I work with a client.
So you go through the property first when you start working with them to identify what's negative and what's positive, or replace it with positive, and then you start the art, the design, the interior design,
or the feng shui.
Okay.
And I learned many years ago when I was working with clients. In fact, it was 1997, and I came home, and the following day I woke up and I'm feeling, what is this? This isn't me. What's going on? And I realized I had taken home my client's energy.
Wow.
So then I started looking for ways to protect myself. And so I do prayers of protection before I start.
For yourself, to make sure you don't walk away with it.
And for the client too. Protect all of us.
Yeah.
Yes, and then I start the work, and whether it's the feng shui consultation or it's a design job where I'm working from a blank canvas, or if I'm working with some of the things that my client has. Yes, that's been a really important step. I also work with the subconscious response to color.
Interesting.
And the feng shui. I have many
Many
layers that I do. Yeah.
It sounds like that. And so you've been a Studio City resident.
Yes, for actually 12 years. And prior to that, I lived up in Laurel Hills. And my area of shopping and doing things was always this side of the hill. I've always loved it and never went city side. So I'm delighted to be here. I can breathe easier. When I get to the top of Mulholland and start coming down, I said, now I'm home.
Now you're
this
home.
This is good.
It's true, and you see that sign, welcome to Studio City. It's a lot quieter, the streets are a little busier, and people are community focused, I find.
My goodness, yes.
You said you go to Limelight and meet with Cindy all the time. We just did an interview with Cindy. It's such a small community. I bet you if I told you who I knew at a bank, you probably might know them.
I'm sure.
Or my hairstylist, because we refer everybody in Studio City. That's what I too love.
Studio City is so different than any other place. I was involved. I was living in the Hancock Park area.
It's beautiful.
When I moved out of my home, yes, it's beautiful, and I was a trustee for the Historical Society for many years. They forgot to take me off, and they kept every year. It was only supposed to serve for 2 years, but they kept forgetting and leaving me there, and that was fine. And I chaired a committee that gave landmark awards. So I got to go into homes, and we gave an award to the Pantages and to a lot of different places. It's very exciting. And I also served on the board of Wilshire Police,
Oh, wow.
Wilshire Community Police Council, and I was the fundraising chair for many years. And as much as I loved being over there, I so much more love being over here.
It is much
Okay.
calmer. I mean, I have
Oh.
clients in the Wilshire area, law firms that I work with. My husband is an IT person. And I know when I come over the hill, there's a completely different feel.
Oh, I can breathe.
Mhm.
I'm home. I can breathe. I'm just so thrilled, and I tell everybody that. Oh, come to Studio City. Come
Yeah,
to
it's
Studio
great for
City.
Central too, because if you want to go downtown, you know, it's really close. You just get on the 101
Right.
and you can fly down there. You can go to the beaches. It's pretty central.
I think it's very central. I think it's ideal. And although I've loved every place that I've lived, nothing has been as wonderful.
Well, I really appreciate you taking some time to chat with me today and allowing me to post you on my Park Bench website. Tell people how they can get in touch with you.
They can get in touch with me by going to Suzanne Bank Designs, and it's SUZANNEBANK Designs.com. They can also find me on Yelp, and they can find me on House, but they can get all my information from the website.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Have a great evening, and bye, everyone. Okay.